Hello everybody, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. So I have a little haul here. So just a quick story. I participated in the Secret Santa that was being hosted in the Fountain Pens Reddit group. There are a couple of requirements in order to be able to participate in this, and one of them is being able to, or having had commented and posted in the Fountain Pens group. And then in terms of the logistics of it, everybody who has signed up then creates a given gifts account, and then you're paired with somebody. Now there's two different tiers for this. There is the fun tier where the budget is around $40, and then the elite tier where the budget is around $200 and up. So I decided to participate in both, which means I gave a gift to somebody in the fun tier as well as the elite tier, and then I got a present back. So I'm going to take you through what I got, and I love this fountain pen community because of things like this. So let's do the first one first. This was from the fun tier, and this was somebody from Canada actually. So in the fun tier, somebody gave me a Life Pistachio notebook. It's an A5 notebook made in Japan. I've never tried this paper before, and she left this really cute note, and I accidentally cut into it. I said, I hope these gifts bring you as much joy as they did to me. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas, your Secret Santa. And this paper feels very smooth. I haven't tried whether or not it is fountain pen friendly, but I imagine it will be. I haven't figured out what I'm going to use this for yet, but I never say no to a notebook. And then Secret Santa also included these monthly plan. I believe they're calendar stickers, which is cute because then I feel like I could put them on anything and just have a kind of random monthly plan if and when I need it. And then this Secret Santa also included 5 different ink samples as well as an ink bottle, and I will be swatching these shortly. So the first one was Birmingham Antique Sepia. Second is Ferris Wheel Dusk in Bloom. I've already had this, but I'll go ahead and sample and swatch that as well. And then this one was Rohr and Klingner Deep Pine. Then we have Birmingham Molten Tin. One, if you can tell, one of the samples leaked. And then we have Birmingham Agave. Ooh, interesting. And then a Diamine Cult Pens exclusive Coliseum, which I'm very interested in. So that is the gift from my fun tier Secret Santa. Then we have the gift from my elite tier Secret Santa. Again, another Canadian, which definitely helps with packaging. One of the things that I liked about the Giving Gifts platform was that you could message your gifter or giftee back and forth to know a little bit more about them, and they can get to know a little bit more about you. And my gifter, yes, my gifter was asking me about vintage pens. They saw that I had a few Esterbrook Estes, and they asked me about the vintage adapter. So along with this cute little puppy card, oh gosh, so cute, I'm keeping that. I got all of these things. So let's see, there's this little bag, the Esterbrook bag, along with this. This is, I'm gonna pull this out here, a vintage Esterbrook nib. I haven't tried these before, but how cool is that? So that's a extra firm posting. Ooh, okay, interested. And then like even the box feels vintage. And then in this little sack here we have the vintage adapter. So this adapter goes on to any Esterbrook Estes. So let me grab an Estes right now. So for example, my Petrified Forest, and it's just as easy as screwing the bottom section out, putting the converter into the adapter, which has the vintage nib, and then ta-da! So easy. So this nib is a 9128 nib. I'm gonna have to look into these to see what kind of nibs there, but I mean, you can even see how the feed looks different, and the nib itself is so narrow compared to the regular Yovo number 6 nib. But how cool is that to be able to have an adapter and try out vintage nibs? Now, my gifter said that a lot of the places that he's purchased vintage nibs from have been like pen shows. Just he's even bought vintage Esterbrook pens just to get the nib. So this is good to know for the future. But I love that adapter, and I had a preliminary try with those nibs, and I cannot wait to actually use them in the future. Then what else is in the box before I do that? My Secret Santa included 2 small Harbon bottles, Lee de Tay, which I have never tried. I have heard so many good things about Lee de Tay, but I've never tried it, and I'm excited to. And then we have Rose Ton dress. So again, very excited to try both of these. And these are the 10 milliliter bottles. So we'll be swatching those. And then last but not least, we have a pen. So I had to actually do some research on this pen because I, looking at it, have no idea what it is. But I'm looking at the clip on the cap there, and it says Parker, and I was thinking, well, what is this? So I was like, is it a screw cap or a snap cap? It is a snap cap, and you've got, it is on that nib, it says Parker Canada 14 karat 55. So I did some very basic research on this, and I actually found a similar pen to this on Peyton Street Pens, and there they say that it is a Parker VS, or a Vacuumatic successor. So the original Parker Vacuumatic successor has a metal cap, whereas the ones that were made in Canada after the original ones were discontinued, these have a plastic cap. But then my gifter said that these are Parker slim folds. So different from the other Parkers where you have the hooded nib, this has a very similar body and shape to, I believe it's the Parker 51. Please don't quote me on those, but the difference being is the nib. And then when you screw this open, you can see the sack in there and the mechanism to fill it. And then after some exploration, you take off the blind cap, and it's a button fill. So you actually just push and it fills the sack with ink. Very, very cool. And I also dip tested this nib, and it is so fun, so smooth, and it's got a bit of flex to it. I am so excited to give that a try. So what I'm going to be doing in the rest of this video is I'm going to swatch these inks, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I'm ready to swatch. I've got my B6 Galen leather notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. I've got my piece of Rhodia paper here that I keep all my circles on, and then I've got another piece of Tomoe River paper that I've stamped these little jars on, where I keep track of all of the different color families. And what I'll be using is my Kakamori brass dip nib on my River City Pen Co nib holder, and then I may be using, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use these speedball nibs. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like it's like a Fude nib, but really fun and probably easier to paint on those with. And then I have my sample ink vial and some pipettes. So first one we are going to, gosh, normally I'm so good at this. Okay, first one we're gonna do is Birmingham Antique Sepia. And the more that I do these, how many are there? There's gonna be 8. Okay, so I can do 4 on this page. Yeah, gosh, my brain. But anyway, the more that I do these and the more that I fill up this particular, woo, there we go, this particular book, it's getting very thick and chunky, which is lovely. All right, so let's roll that around. Ooh, that's very light. It's lighter than I thought it would be. Cool. All right, so rinse off. Then I thought I was gonna do the browns first, but I guess I'm doing green. And I'm wondering, do I need a new sheet of paper for green? No, I have one here, so I'll remove this and take my dip pen. Now, for every day, you certainly don't need to do this like I do. I do this because I like keeping track. Gosh, this makes it really hard to write. And this is Antique Sepia. I do this because it's fun, but I also like to be able to see my inks in different places. I'm gonna move this over a bit. And like to be able to compare them. My ink journal is it's not necessarily for cataloging and comparison, it's more a timekeeper for me. You know, keeping track of the inks that I've gotten at that particular space in time. Oh, that is pretty. So that is Birmingham Pen Co Antique Sepia. Antique Sepia. How pretty. Like, look at how lovely that is shading. So I'm gonna see what's gonna work better if I use this. Oh yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Really enjoy that. So that is, I'm gonna just write BPC Antique Sepia. Sepia. What a gorgeous color. You can see the different shadings in here, like it's green, it's gray. What do you call that? I really like that. The next ink is one I've had before actually and was able to use all of it. It is Dusk in Bloom by Ferris Press. And I was looking through all of these sheets and I actually couldn't find it. So I must have either used it all or given the sample away before I had been able to swatch it here. So big dot there. Oh, I don't need the big dot on the Rhodia paper because I already have it there. So swirling it around. Gosh, that's gorgeous. Very pretty blue. I like that shade of blue. So going with my brass dip pen. So this is awkward writing like this. So Ferris wheel. Press, Dusk in Bloom. Oh wow. Then do my little flower. What I love about, whoops, what I love about ink swatching is just how meditative it can be. Except, of course, you know, when I'm talking and filming at the same time. It's okay. Oh, I love that. So, there we go. So, oops. Ferris wheel press, Dusk in Bloom. So pretty. And then with the speedball nib. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. I love that. I'm glad I got that sample again. So that is Ferris Wheel Press, Dusk in Bloom. The next ink is Rohrer & Klingner Deep Pine. So I am assuming from the name that it is, wow, look at my fingers already, a green. So grabbing a pipette, placing a drop on here as well as 3 drops on here. There we go. I'm trying to remember if I've tried other Rohrer & Klingner inks other than Alt Gold Grün, and I don't think I have. Ooh, that is a lovely darker green. Look at that. Very interesting, and I think that will shade beautifully. So before I use my dip pen, I think I'm working out my process here as to what's going to work the best in terms of order of things. Wow, that speedball nib holds a lot of ink. So this is Burr and Klinger. Oops, there's a lot of ink on this nib. Deep Pine. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Move that over. I really like that foresty type green. I feel like it's a very wintry green or fall type of green. Oh, look at that. It's going to shade so beautifully. Beautiful. So, Burr and Klinger. If I can write, Klinger. Gosh. Deep Pine. My brain. I keep saying that, but I have just finished work and I am on vacation until January 2nd. So doing this is so relaxing. All right, so that is Roar and Klinger Deep Pine. The next one here is Birmingham Molten Tin. So it looks like a little bit of a purple, and I forgot to move these out of the way. Oh my goodness. I guess you are not, are you really swatching inks if you're not getting it all over yourself first? I do have a tip with these though. I use like my sponge when I'm the one that I use for washing dishes and use that to scrub my hands, and it really helps getting all of that ink off. So my daily tip. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I like that. I like that. What does that remind me of? It's like the base of Diamine Inkvent Memory Lane without all that shimmer. Gosh, my circles need work. So let's put some on that speedball nib there. Oh yeah, that is pretty. And then getting some on the Kakamori brass tip nib. Look at the way that it's shading as well. Birmingham Pen Co. I am a big fan of Birmingham Pen Co inks. Molten Tin. And I really like them because the ones that I've used so far in my pens have behaved well. I haven't met too many colors of Birmingham Pen Co inks that I haven't liked. Oops, make that bigger. And then I've used a couple in some fountain pen ink paintings and really enjoyed them. And I have found a retailer in Canada who sells bottles and samples. So I am very excited. Molten Tin. No, just BPC, Molten Tin. I like that. That is like a nice wintry color. Is it purple? Is it blue? You can't, I mean, I'm having a hard time telling, but I really like that. Like if you look at this, the way it's on the Rhodia paper, beautiful. So that is Birmingham Pen Co Molten Tin. The next ink I have here is Birmingham Agave. And if you're curious where I got these sample vial holders from, they are from Fountain Pendulum. She is absolutely lovely and she makes wonderful, wonderful wood pieces. So 1 drop there, 3 drops there. So swirling it around with the sample ink vial. Ooh, that's beautiful. That's very nice and bright and punchy. After you've been swatching inks for a while, you kind of wonder what are the best adjectives to describe all of these inks. It's kind of like when you go wine tasting and you think, this is a citrusy and crispy, crisp, I was gonna say ink wine. Let's wipe off the, see, I'm getting this everywhere. So this is Birmingham Pen Co. And it is Agave. I really like this nib holder from River City Pen Co. It's so comfortable, but also how pretty is that? And I met the owner of River City Pen Co., Rich, at the San Francisco Pen Show. Lovely, lovely man. So Birmingham Pen Co. Agave. BPC Agave. Really lovely color. Just look at that. Gorgeous. The next one is a Cult Pens exclusive. It is Coliseum, and out of all the ones that came out from this particular release, I really liked Coliseum because of the similarities it has to Inaho, but I've never tried it before, so it may look completely different from what I'm expecting. So it's looking like rusty brown. Ooh, ooh. That is not like Inaho at all. It's a very warm orangey brown. Very, very interesting. Not a color I would normally go for, but I don't know, if you've been watching this channel for the last couple of months or so, I'm getting into the browns. Who knew? So this will definitely have a place in my collection for sure. Getting that out of the way because knowing me. All right, so Diamine. Cult Pens. Coliseum. It feels a little light or dry on the pen. Oops, maybe because I didn't get a ton on the nib. There we go. Not bad. Lovely. What does that remind me of? It reminds me kind of like a lighter version of the Sailor Tintoria's Chipotle, I think it was. I'm trying to remember now. Or the Tortilla. Oh, I think it's closer to that. Coliseum. Interesting fact, I have seen the Coliseum, but that was like years ago. I have seen the Coliseum. I did not go inside it, but I have seen it. All right, so those are the 6 inks from my first Secret Santa. Let's move on to the last 2 here from my second Secret Santa. So Lucy decided that now would be a good time to bark. All right, so this first one is Harbon Rose Ton, and I have heard this one mentioned by Carrie of Pens and Tea, and I don't know why I've never tried it. It was kind of like Diamine Earl Grey. I don't know why I never tried it, but I'm looking forward to another brown. Ooh, There's like a yellowish tone to this brown. I like that. Ooh. What do you think? So far, that is a very rich golden brown, and I really like that, whereas Coliseum looks more like an orangey brown. I enjoy that. All right, so let's make sure I get enough on here. And Harbon de Thé. So if you don't know what that means, it means tea leaves. I think. No, isn't it? No. Lee de Thé. Something of tea. Oh, I'm awful. I think it's tea leaves. Oh, that's gorgeous. So Harbon Lee de Thé. My kids go to a French immersion school, and my daughter is actually really good at French. And we do this thing where when we hear other people speaking French, we're like, did you understand what they said? Because it's very cool that she has that. So, all right, that's Harbon Lee de Thé. Lastly, we have Harbon Rose Ton. And does that mean tender rose? That's what I'm assuming. What am I doing? Here we go. Ooh, that looks very, very light. And I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, so let's swirl that around. Ooh, that is bright and punchy. But I feel like, because of how light that's going, I wonder if this would be dry. I don't know how I feel about that tone of pink. I don't know, we will see. I can hear my family moving around upstairs. Yeah, I feel like this particular ink would need, see, it's not even sticking on the V-nib. It needs like a broader nib. So let's see if I can get this on the nib here. Yeah, there we go. And Harbon Rose Ton. It feels like it's even a little bit dry on the nib, so I wonder how it would be in a pen. Yeah, I feel like this type of ink would be very dry, but I think it might be doable for painting. So Harbon Rose Ton. Harbon Rose Ton. What are your thoughts on this one? It's not a pink that I would normally go for, and it feels like it would be a drier ink, but I'm willing to give it a try. So there are all the lovely inks from my Secret Santas, as well as my beautiful new pen. I cannot wait to play with the vintage nib adapters and that new pen as well. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Let me know which one of these is your favorite, and if you would ever take part in a Secret Santa with the fountain pen community. From my first experience, I really enjoyed it, and I am happy with what I was able to give as well as receive. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.